So what's going on with Lance Stroll? Does he really want to be here? It seems to be the whispers around the paddock and the pits is that Lance's heart isn't completely into F1. I don't blame people for thinking that. If you look at his body language in interviews, he's often looking off into the distance. He's giving sort of flat answers. He's not really engaged with his work. He had a terrible weekend in China when he rear-ended Daniel Ricciardo in what they referred to as a safety car concertina. And if you're an American, concertina is basically an accordion effect where one car slows, followed by the second, followed by the third. Eventually you get an acceleration of cars into traffic, and Lance hit Daniel Ricciardo from behind. He blamed the concertina effect for this incident, kind of putting off his own responsibility. But the story about Lance has always been that he is there at F1 because of his father, Lawrence Stroll, who in his own way is an extremely successful businessman. But if you look at Lance's record, he's only 25. He's had 3 podiums in Baku, Italy, and Sakir, and he's even secured a pole once in his career. It's not like he can't race. For people like us who are mostly on the couch, and some of us like to drive recreationally, we tend to take a critical line of thought when evaluating a driver's ability. But really, if you've got 3 podiums and a pole, you have the ability to be a successful Formula One driver. It's much more about his mental state and questioning his desire to be there on the track. I would like to see some success out of him. I don't ever like to see people fail. I don't cheer when people crash. I don't cheer when people lose. I certainly cheer when people win, but I'm not here to see people at their worst. I want to show up as a fan and see drivers at their best. Now, Lance is in a bit of a pickle with his situation at Aston Martin. Fernando Alonso is a world-class and all-time championship driver. There's no doubt about his ability. Also, Yuki Tsunoda is kind of waiting in the wings. That would be my prediction, that a Honda-powered Aston Martin team would want a Japanese driver, and there just so happens to be a Japanese driver on the grid that doesn't have a leg up into the promotion of a Red Bull seat. Yuki Tsunoda has every reason to pursue that seat if him and the manufacturers of the new Aston Martin engine want him there. So this puts Lance in a little bit of a bind, and it becomes more of a situation of the will of his father over the will of the engine manufacturer and perhaps the sentiment of fans. I wish him well. I want him to have a good career. Hopefully he can have some excellent races as the year winds up, and more importantly than anything else, he is happy at the end of the day. Those are my thoughts on Lance Stroll. If you like the video, please like it, subscribe, make a comment if you're interested in starting up a dialogue about this. I answer all the comments, and I look forward to hearing from you, and hopefully we'll talk soon.